One of the oldest and most evil entities in the Marvel Universe is Knull, the dark deity of the symbiotes. His presence dates back to the very beginnings of the universe, well before the beginning of life as we know it. Unlike many other celestial creatures, Knull is a representation of total darkness and devastation. Rather than thriving on balance or order, Knull feeds on chaos and annihilation. His emergence presents an existential threat to the entire cosmos, not just Earth, and his story is one of unrelenting power spanning aeons. Knull lived in the primordial void, a vast vacuum unaffected by creation or light, prior to the universe's beginning. Though Knull was happy enough in this never-ending blackness, he became furious when the Celestials, the cosmic designers of life, started to introduce light into the cosmos. The light of the Celestials, which stood for development, knowledge, and life, was an encroachment on Knull's empty realm. Enraged, Knull struck back, crafting the All-Black, also known as the Necrosword, a weapon of unfathomable power. This blade, the first example of the symbiote in action, was created from living darkness and contained Knull's animosity for both light and life. Knull used the weapon with ruthless efficiency, dispatching Celestials and other gods who dared to oppose him. It was a god killer, a weapon capable of destroying cosmic creatures. Knull created new symbiotes, beings born of the same darkness as the All-Black, out of his bloodlust and desire to retake the emptiness. As Knull's agents, these symbiotes were sent throughout the universe to form bonds with hosts and subjugate them under his authority. His ultimate goal was to destroy all life and light in order to return the cosmos to the first darkness from which he emerged. But when Knull's own creations turned against him, his ambition suffered a severe blow. The symbiotes rebelled against their creator, now known as the Clintar, a collective mind of their own. They effectively neutralized Knull's immediate threat by imprisoning him on their homeworld, which came to be known as Clintar as part of their rebellion. They did this by enclosing him in a prison made of living symbiote matter. Knull was shackled, but his influence never really went away. His will was still there in the symbiotes that proliferated throughout the cosmos, leaving a legacy of chaos and devastation in their wake. Venom, one of these symbiotes, would eventually be crucial to the tale of Knull's downfall and eventual rebirth. Venom, who first forged bonds with Spider-Man and then Eddie Brock, went on to become one of Marvel's most recognizable antagonists, transforming from a terrifying foe into a nuanced and conflicted figure. Due to their shared experiences of rejection from society, Eddie Brock and the Venom symbiote have always had a tense and mutually dependent relationship. In the background of stories like Absolute Carnage, Knull's name gradually reappeared as the Marvel Universe grew and new dangers emerged. But Knull himself didn't make a comeback to prominence as a cosmic entity until the King in Black Tail. Knull, a creature of unfathomable strength, emerged from his prison on Clintar after millennia of incarceration. An international calamity was announced by his return. Riding a wave of darkness, Knull descended upon Earth with the sole intention of eradicating all life and light. He unleashed his symbiote dragons and an army of creatures under the influence of symbiotes. The sky was soon turned black by Knull's armies, and many of the planet's strongest heroes, including the Avengers and X-Men, came under his influence as the planet was swiftly plunged into a symbiotic nightmare. Even cosmic entities like Galactus, the Silver Surfer, and the Celestials were either defeated or proven to be outmatched by Knull's strength, which was so great. This emphasizes how strong Knull had grown. He was more than just a god of symbiotes. He was an ancient destructive force with the power to alter the universe's fundamental order. He had an impact on entire galaxies and was able to manipulate and corrupt symbiotes to transform heroes into evil puppets. Though Knull possessed almost total physical power, the real core of his struggle was a thematic struggle between chaos and order, life and death, and light and darkness. Venom, played by Eddie Brock, took front stage in this conflict. Eddie had changed from being an anti-hero to a true hero, and now he and the symbiote, who was now referred to as his other, were more of a respectful collaboration. However, Knull's presence posed a threat to everything Venom had accomplished. Since Venom was one of his creations, Knull wanted to take him back and fold him back into the shadows. Eddie has to overcome what seems like insurmountable obstacles throughout the plot. The planet is destroyed by Knull's army, heroes are subjugated by him, and Eddie himself is driven to the breaking point, losing both his physical and mental integrity. However, Eddie gives his life in an act of supreme sacrifice while trying to stop Knull, creating a gap that doesn't seem to be filled. Eddie Brock's life does not end with death, though. Eddie's consciousness is transferred to the symbiotic hive mind in the afterlife, where he interacts with the Enigma Force, also referred to as the God of Light. The Enigma Force is the logical antithesis of Knull's darkness. It stands for creation, light, and the optimism that life always lingers, even in the depths of despair. Eddie becomes the host of the Enigma Force as a result of this link, essentially becoming a cosmic fighter with godlike abilities that can defeat Knull. Eddie Brock's final conflict with Knull, the Venom, is a titanic and poignant exchange. It depicts a profound, symbolic conflict in addition to a titanic battle. Eddie, who has been given the light of creation, becomes a symbol of hope and redemption, whereas Knull, who represents darkness and destruction, aims to devour everything. Knull teases Eddie throughout the fight, saying that everything must eventually fall victim to darkness, but Eddie defies him. He stands for the notion that individuals have the capacity to evolve and resist the forces that aim to destroy them, just like the universe does. As the host of the Enigma Force, Venom uses his newly acquired abilities to defeat Knull and put an end to his terrifying rule. This is the turning point in Eddie Brock's lengthy and intricate quest, as well as the defeat of one of the most formidable entities in the Marvel Universe. Eddie's journey from a villain motivated by hate and retaliation to a hero prepared to give his life in order to further the common good is closely linked to the main themes of survival against annihilation, progress against stagnation, and light versus darkness. The symbiotes are liberated from Knull's hold following his defeat, experiencing complete autonomy for the first time in their lives. Eddie Brock, who has been revived due to his connection to the Enigma Force, is praised as a true hero, and the universe, despite being scarred by Knull's invasion, is secure once more. His relationship with Venom, which was previously based on evil and devastation, has since evolved into a representation of transformation and redemption. Significant implications for the future of the Marvel Universe result from Knull's downfall. The symbiotes are free to choose their own fate because they are no longer subject to Knull's will following his defeat, which creates a hole in the cosmic order. Marvel is witnessing the greatest stakes in its history in the fight against Knull, with ramifications that stretch throughout the cosmos. In conclusion, one of Marvel's most horrifying villains is Knull, the god of the symbiotes. He was an almost invincible force due to his ancient roots, immense powers, and ability to control darkness itself. In Venom: The Last Dance, the story's climax, Eddie Brock, once a villain himself, rises to the occasion to take on this cosmic evil, and in the process, save the universe. This fight is more than just a power struggle. It's a thematic conclusion that rejoices in the victory of good over evil, salvation over destruction, and hope over hopelessness. This encounter makes Eddie a true hero in the Marvel Universe and permanently changes his path as Venom. Would you like it? Hit the like button and subscribe to our channels for more interesting and informative videos.